Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people are adored, just for existing. They walk into a room and others chase their approval. They're late, they're rude, they don't care. But somehow, they're desired. Think of that guy, the one who treats women like they're disposable, cold, arrogant, unpredictable. And yet, the more toxic he is, the more they crave his attention. Or that woman, the emotional hurricane, drama, chaos, unreliability, and still, men bend over backwards for her. Meanwhile, other people, maybe like you, who give and try and stay kind, remain overlooked, taken for granted, or rejected. Sometimes they even cause disgust. In this video, we'll explore the brutal truth behind why some people get everything, while others get used and discarded, and how everything starts to change when you stop being available. Block 1. The trap of being too available. There's a type of person this world spits on. It's the one who gives too much, who tries too hard, who stays loyal, kind, and always available, and gets nothing in return but silence, rejection, and disgust. Yeah, disgust. People won't say it out loud, but you feel it when they pull away, when they ignore your message, when they leave you on red. You try harder, you text again, you ask if everything's okay. You give more of yourself, thinking it'll make them stay. It won't. The more they feel you need them, the more they want to get away. That's not just painful, it's biological. Let's stop pretending. The rules of marketing apply to humans too. Think of that pushy guy from an MLM scheme, smiling too wide, texting too often, calling when no one asked. Even if his product is amazing, you want to block him. Not because of the offer, but because of the smell of desperation. Now compare that to Ferrari. You can't just walk in and buy one. Even if you're rich, they might still say no. You have to earn the right to own it, to be accepted. It's about the feeling of scarcity. That's why people obsess over it. Same with people. You can be the best man in the room, smart, loyal, emotionally available. But if you're always there, always calling, always chasing, you look like every other desperate idiot. No one wants what's easy. No one chases what's already in their hands. Now let's go deeper. Think of that guy who treats women like garbage. He ghosts them. He flirts with others in front of them. He lies. He disappears. And somehow, they want him more. Or the crazy girl who ruins every plan. She yells. She breaks things. She vanishes for days. She's chaos in human form. And men still crawl back. Why? Because their presence is unpredictable. Because you never know what they'll do next. They don't beg. They don't explain. They don't make themselves available. And that creates obsession. Carl Jung said that what you hide often holds your real power. The shadow, your dark, raw, unapologetic side. The side that doesn't chase, doesn't ask for permission, doesn't need approval to exist. When you're always available, when you show only your nice side, you're nothing but a persona, a mask built to please. And people are not attracted to masks. They're attracted to mystery, tension, power. Let me say it straight. If you feel ignored, if people walk all over you, if they never choose you, it's because you made yourself too cheap, too visible, too easy to get. Not because you're not enough, but because you've given away your value like a desperate vendor screaming on a street corner. It's not your kindness they reject. It's your lack of boundaries, your fear, your emptiness disguised as generosity. So ask yourself, who am I chasing? Why do I keep giving my time to people who wouldn't even notice if I disappeared? What would happen if I just vanished for a while? Let them feel your absence. Let them wonder. Let them miss you. Because the truth is this, you don't get respect by being always available. You get it by becoming a little dangerous, a little cold, a little less easy to reach. In the next part of this video, I'll show you how to turn that switch, how to stop playing the nice guy or the girl they're using, and start building a presence that people chase. Block 2. Shadow work, reclaiming power through scarcity. Carl Jung described the shadow as the hidden part of your personality, the impulses, thoughts, and desires you've been taught to repress. It's everything you deny, bury, or pretend doesn't exist, but it never disappears. It waits in silence, and if you don't face it, you become a hollow version of yourself, a mask, not a man. Let's stop the lies. If people can predict your next move, you're no longer a person. You're a tool, and tools don't get respect. They get used, put down, forgotten. If you are always available, you make yourself useful, but not valuable. Useful things are replaceable. Valuable things are not. You weren't born to be a stupid screwdriver. You were born to become the thing they can't control, the variable, the unknown, the person they can't read, can't predict, and therefore can't ignore. Let me tell you a story. There was a man. Let's call him Daniel. He was the good guy, always the first to offer help, always on time, never said a harsh word to anyone. People loved him, or so he thought, until the day he got fired. Quietly. No warning, no goodbye party. Just a final email. We've decided to go in a different direction. Daniel had trained the new guy. Daniel had fixed everyone's problems. Daniel was the office glue. And yet, he was the first one cut. Because deep down, no one feared losing him. No one respected him. He was too predictable, too accessible, too nice. He was nothing. 2 years later, Daniel is unrecognizable. He doesn't reply to messages instantly. He sets boundaries. He says no with no explanation. He works freelance now. Clients chase him. He picks who to work with. He fires clients who waste his time. People listen when he speaks. Because now, his time feels expensive. He's still kind. But now, there's something under the surface. A cold edge. A calm danger. Daniel did the shadow work. He found the part of him that was tired of being walked on. He gave it a voice, and that voice stopped apologizing. Carl Jung wasn't talking about self-help when he spoke of the shadow. He was talking about survival. He was talking about the parts of yourself that you kill to be accepted. Shadow work is not meditation. It's a war inside you. It's the moment you realize the version of me that they ignored was the version I created to be loved. And now, you kill that version. Bury it. And from it, grow something they can't tame. You want people to respect you? Be unpredictable. You want them to value you? Make them unsure if they ever truly had you. They ignore you because they've already labeled you a tool. And no one talks to tools. No one loves a tool. They use it when it's needed, then put it away. You built this reality by killing your chaos, by hiding your shadow, by becoming exactly what they wanted. Useful, predictable, replaceable. And like any tool, you were assigned a function. Drive people around, pay the bills, smile when you walk into the room. Say yes when your body screams no. For some, it's emotional labor at work, nodding through meetings, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, pretending to care about people who wouldn't notice if you vanished. For others, it's the family role, being the one who always understands, the one who never explodes, the one who holds everyone together while silently falling apart. You are the hammer. You are the screwdriver. And when a tool breaks or stops doing what it's supposed to, they throw it out. But you're not broken yet. You can burn the mask. You can pull back. You can become the unknown again. Because people don't respect what they understand. They respect what confuses them, what threatens their control. That's when they start watching what they say. That's when they stop taking you for granted. That's when you stop being a choice and start being a risk. Block 3. NPCs don't get loved. Let's be honest, some of you aren't living. You're running code. You're an NPC in your own life, a background bot, built to follow instructions. You say what you're supposed to say. You ask for permission. You never create tension. You just respond. At work, you ask, "What's my role?" In dating, what kind of guys do you like? In life, is this okay? You live inside the rules someone else gave you. And that's why no one feels anything when you enter a room. You are safe. And safe means forgettable. Real men, the ones who create gravity when they walk in, they don't ask. They define. They shape the room, the conversation, the dynamic. They build their world. You? You were trained to be useful, polite, predictable. And what happens to tools when they stop working? Exactly. You think people ignore you because you're too nice? Wrong. They ignore you because they've already categorized you. A tool, a servant, a non-player character. And people don't text tools back. They use them. And only when needed. Let me give you a hard truth. If you disappeared tomorrow, how many people would notice? How many would feel the silence? How many would lose something they can't replace? If the answer is not many, you're not living. You're functioning. And that's your fault. The world is brutal. It doesn't care if you're kind. It doesn't care if you tried. It rewards those who create the frame, not those who submit to it. NPCs wait. Creators move. NPCs respond. Creators decide. NPCs ask, "What should I do?" Creators say, "Here's how it's gonna be. Here's your mirror. If you've ever been ghosted by someone you treated with respect, if you've ever been skipped over at work after doing everything right, if you've ever stayed quiet while others got loud, then this is you. And you have two choices. Keep following the script, or burn it. Because until you stop living like an NPC, you'll never be wanted. Not truly, not deeply, not dangerously. And that's what people crave. Block 4. Weaponized silence. How to control the frame. Without saying a word, now that you've seen the truth, that being predictable, polite, and available made you invisible, let's talk about how to flip the entire power dynamic without saying a single word. Here's what weak people never understand. Silence is not emptiness. It's pressure. When you speak less, others listen more. When you stop explaining, they start guessing. When you vanish for a moment, they panic. Most people bleed attention. They rush to fill every silence. They overshare, over-justify, over-please. But when you hold your ground, look someone in the eye, and say nothing, you just became unpredictable. And unpredictable equals power. Controlling the frame means controlling the emotional gravity of a situation. Most people give it away without realizing. They text first. They follow up. They ask, "Did I do something wrong?" They fill awkward moments to keep things comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of respect. Frame control begins the moment you stop needing to be liked. Here are 4 practical tips on what to do to get started. 1. Break reaction patterns. Someone makes a passive-aggressive comment. You don't defend. You stare. Let the silence rot in their throat. 2. Don't fill dead air. Silence after your sentence? Hold it. Let them squirm. They'll say something stupid. Let them. 3. Answer slowly. Not because you're slow, but because you're in control. People associate slowness with status. The president doesn't rush to speak. Neither should you. 4. Leave first. From conversations, from dates, from arguments. The one who walks away sets the tone for the next encounter. Let me give you an example. There's a reason mafia bosses are calm. A reason top-level negotiators let awkward silence stretch for minutes. Because the one who reacts less is perceived as the one with more power. It's the same in dating, in work, in war. If you can stay silent while the other person breaks, you win. And don't mistake this for being cold. It's calculated presence. It's the art of tension. You don't need to talk more to be more. You need to create the feeling that when you do speak, something shifts. So starting now, don't answer instantly. Don't say sorry for things you're not sorry for. Don't ask for updates. Don't explain silence. Let your absence become the message. Because silence makes people uncomfortable, but power always does. Final block. Let this video break the script. If something in this video hit you, don't just watch and forget. Save it. Come back to it in those moments when you feel yourself slipping again. When you're about to say yes just to be liked. When you catch yourself shrinking, being polite, predictable, invisible. Let this video remind you of the version of yourself you're leaving behind. You were ignored because you were too easy to read, too easy to use, too afraid to take up space. That ends here. You don't owe this world your obedience. You owe yourself your presence. From now on, you're not available on demand. You're not reacting. You're not asking. You're creating. And the next time you feel yourself shrinking, hit play. Come back to the version of you that doesn't beg. If this message meant something to you, like subscribe, leave a comment. Not for the algorithm, but for the others like you, ready to break the script and start writing their own.